the Sabbath service. All right, we are going to get into Ecclesiastes. Once again, the 10th chapter. Moving on to the 11th chapter. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah. You know what to say.
Well, margin was upon Akadon, right face to east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avanam. Vashamai. Kadash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakaka. The Ba'a. Zaka. Ayah. I.S.U.P.K. Baharakasa. Kawak. Ayah. Vashamai. Dundanau. The Kam. Call. Yawam. Wasalakna. Kawakina. Kasalakna. Kawakina. Wala'a. Tabayana. Bonasar. Abal. Shana. Yan. Right. Yeah. Laka. Amalakwa. Wa'ala. Watapar. Lawalayu. Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English, Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Thy
kingdom come.
Thy
will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven. In earth.
Mayan. Azari. Ma'an. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K. Mighty. Barakasa. Aliyatan. Wat. Gawka. Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yashan. Shamar. Yashala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Zalka. Yad. Yamyanka. Yawmam. Hashimar. La'a. Yasaka. Bayala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Call. Right. Yashamar. Abnapaka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'aka. Wabuaka. Mayaka. Why? I will.
Psalms 121 in the English. I lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up my eyes
to the hills.
To the hills.
From which comes my help?
Whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the Lord.
My help comes from the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
Made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
He
that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor
Shall neither
sleep.
slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve thee
From all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
And
out.
thy coming in.
And thy coming
From
in.
this time forth.
This time
And
forth.
even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Prayer for the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Babakashah. Dundanau. Ka. Napa'a. Call Makala. Call Marawa. Ka. Latahar. Amatazariah. Ka. Haku. Amati. Ka. Arakawa. Hatima'ala. Garsha. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Waram.
Power in English, Yahweh. Name Yahushua. Please give us the power. Power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
Name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
All right.
Rock. Pop.
Watching on Facebook, but it started.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
Samuel Floyd.
Samuel Floyd.
Ardell Cook.
Cook.
Tiffany Cook.
Tiffany Cook.
Non-destroyed of Israel.
Israel.
Done.
Payala. I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis.
Zayan.
Zayan.
Mariah,
Mariah,
Nicole Clinton,
Cole Clinton,
Harazon,
Arizona,
Yawash,
Yamaha,
Ramat,
Ramon,
Kwama All,
Kwamo,
Barama,
Barama,
Kanagabar,
Benagabar,
all of Israel.
all of Israel.
Anybody else?
Bashim Yahushua,
Hashim Al-Shah,
the water among.
what I know. Bless Israel. In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Bless us in Israel.
bless us in Israel,
In the school.
in the school.
Bless Him, shall protect.
Bless you, shield, protect.
Loved ones.
Lord,
In the name of
in
Yahushua.
the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim.
Damiyah,
Adamiyah.
Akah,
Akah.
Alta Karash,
Adakarash.
Alta Shakwat,
Adakasquat.
Oh,
Kaya
Hana,
Hana.
Wayabika,
Awabika.
Yahama,
Ham.
Yawam,
Ramon.
Rash,
Rash.
Al Emaka,
Adamak.
Yarayamba,
Yarayam.
Wada,
Sawad.
Wayata,
Mayat.
Yatazawa,
Nasazaw.
Al,
Ah.
Tazawapanka,
Tabakamka.
Amarwa,
Tomorrow.
Akawa,
Kawa.
Unakidam,
Makadam.
Gaya,
Gaya.
Wala Yatakar,
Kawa.
Sham,
Sham.
Yashala,
Mashallah.
Wada,
Awada.
Ya,
Ayat.
Natazawa,
Nasazaw.
Ba,
Ba.
Takadwa,
Kawa.
Alyaka,
Ayat.
Barya,
Barya.
Nakaraka,
Nabarak.
Alia,
Ali.
Alawam,
Wam.
Wa,
Wad.
Yashama,
Ashama.
Allah,
Allah.
Yam,
Yam.
Mawaba,
Mwab.
Wagari,
Magari.
Ba,
Mwab.
Aimo,
Amun.
Aimalak,
Rambalat.
Kalashah,
Kalashah.
Aim,
Ayn.
Shabu,
Shishak.
Tazawar,
Tazabu.
Gam,
Gam.
Ashawar,
Ashu.
Nalawa,
Nalawa.
Amam,
Amon.
Hayawa,
Ayad.
Zawa,
Zara.
Labanya,
Nabanya.
Wat,
Nabat.
La,
La.
Shah,
Asha.
Ham,
Maham.
Majid,
Tamani.
Yasiyasara,
Kasiyasara.
Tayab,
Nam. Shah.
Marwa,
Mam.
Nairasha,
Narayash.
No,
Lanam.
Ah,
Ah.
Nawa,
Nawa.
Alahayim,
Lahayim.
Alahaya,
Lahaya.
Sayatamba,
Santam.
Gauka,
Gab.
Kwash,
Fash.
Panya,
Pani.
Ka,
Kha.
Kash,
Kash.
Tabara,
Bar.
Yara,
Yari.
Wakalahaba,
Ahal.
Dalahat,
Kalhat.
Hari,
Harn.
Khan,
Khan.
Dardam,
Dardatma.
Yasaraka,
Masrashka.
Basa,
Basa.
Papa,
Pasa.
Tabahala,
Kalahal.
Mala'a,
Mala'a.
Panyaham,
Panyaham.
Kalman,
Kalawan.
Wayabakashwa,
Pasha.
Ka,
Shimka.
Hawa,
Hal.
Yabashwa,
Basra.
Wayabaawa,
Mabaab.
Aida,
Adi.
Ada,
Ah.
Wayakapawa,
Makabar.
Wayabagwa,
Mabak.
Wayadawa,
Hadab.
Kayata,
Piyat.
Shabka,
Shimka.
Yahawa,
Yahab.
Baka,
Bak.
Ilawan,
Am.
Ah,
Ah.
Ka,
Ka.
Kaharatila,
Haratsa. Psalm 83 in English. Keep not thy silence.
you not thy
O
silence,
Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
O not thy peace.
O not thy
Be
peace,
not still.
be not
O
still,
Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Below.
Lo,
Thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult,
And they that hate thee.
and they that hate thee
I lift up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty
They
counsel
have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people,
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off and be the nation.
and let us cut them off and be the
That
nation.
the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
And tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom,
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Ishmaelites,
Moab.
Moab,
The Garians.
the Hagarenes,
Kabal.
Bo,
Ammon.
Ammon,
Amalek.
Amalek,
And the Philistines inhabitants of Tyre.
Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre.
I saw also join with
So
them.
are also joined with them.
That hope in the children of
That
Lot.
hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Lot.
There was to them as unto the
He
Midianites.
wants to deliver us to the Midianites,
As to Sisera.
the sister,
As to Jabin.
the Jabin,
At the brook of Kisan.
the Son,
Which spirits had endured.
first the Indo.
They became as dung for the earth.
Came as dung for the earth.
Making numbers like wood.
Make the nobles like a rib.
And like to eat.
And like to eat.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes
And also God
flight to
the face of shame.
let me seek thy
They
name.
may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let it be let it be confounded in trouble.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Forever.
Well.
Yea.
Yea.
Let it be put to shame.
Put to shame.
And perish.
Perish.
And let me know that thou.
The men may know that thou.
His name alone is Yahweh.
His name alone is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the
Art
earth.
the most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things
And
living.
all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name me I.S.U.P.K.
Name me I.S.U.P.K.
Listen to us
Listen to
now.
us now.
Right now.
Right now.
The evils of curses.
The evil of curse.
Punishment, destruction.
Punishment, destruction. To the heathen.
Speak against us.
Speak against us.
Like prophets.
Like prophets.
Teachers.
Teachers.
Princes.
Princes.
Priests.
Priests.
Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
The evils of curses.
The evil of curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment,
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
Shake loose the
Like
treasure.
the rich of
To the
Israel.
rich of Israel.
And refuse to give to the
To
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
Into thy
The
sanctuary.
evils of curses.
The evil of curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment,
To
destruction.
the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
The nation.
And their drug dealers.
Drug dealers.
Court systems.
Court systems.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned
Planned
Parenthood.
Parenthood.
All the governments are our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Everlasting gods and armies.
Roman synagogues and
Roman
armies.
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic
The
Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
College.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Pascomatazi. The gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian
Lesbian
movement.
movement.
Spies.
Alright.
Works of
Workers of
witchcraft.
witchcraft.
As a space
That's
program.
the space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the
Open
internet.
up the internet.
In the airways.
In the airways.
Cable access
Cable
channel.
access
And
channel.
the radio
And
channel.
the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Make the spirit.
Obey thy people.
Obey thy people.
Seek to stop
To
us.
seek to stop
Bring
us.
swift destruction.
Bring swift
So
destruction.
all the evil.
All the people.
Stand in the way.
Stand in the way.
Try to stop us.
Try to stop us.
Broadcast your word.
Broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Not to planet Earth.
Let us all the slaves.
Loose all the planet.
Cause them to go to and fro.
From go to and fro.
To the earth and consume
To
them.
the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
and the murder.
and the murder.
Let Yahweh
And I
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down to fly sauce.
Now flying
Punish
sauce.
all the evil.
Punish all the
And
people.
come against us.
Come against
And
us.
speak thy word.
We speak thy
Cause
word.
to know by all.
Because we know by
And
all.
his angels that have done it.
There's the angels that have done.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause to be spread to the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake out that coming.
Cause the shake that comes.
Name me Yahweh.
Shine.
Thank you always.
You always.
So be it.
So be it.
What's your first name? Come. Alright, so. No one tells you to sit down. When I say Yashab or Yashabya, that means to sit. When I say Yashab, that means sit. So Yashabya. Have a seat. All right, let's go. Slide. I'm too off now. Yeah, I haven't jumped yet, so. Sis, you do me a favor, sis? Can you bring this down for me? This, slide. Yep. Never mind. I'll let you know, sir. Yeah, that's perfect, sir. The water, I appreciate it. All right, so the second priest here is going to get into Ecclesiastes. He's going to get into Ecclesiastes, the rest of the 10th chapter, which is going to be verses 15 through 20. But we're also going to go into the 11th chapter to get one verse. All right. I mean, I can, yeah, take the rest of that's fine, if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. Those your glasses? Oh, okay. All right.
Chapter.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 10th chapter. Yeah, I think last week was a very great subject. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so also. Yeah.
There's a lot of information that came out. So we finally got a new pedophile in office. What's his name? Joe Biden?
Right.
Joe Biden. We got a new pedophile in office. And you know what's so funny? This morning I woke up to a lot of people so happy about Trump getting out of office and Joe Biden being in office. You see what I'm saying? And Kamala Harris, being the so-called colored, vice president.
Right.
I lied. The other person I said, wait, what? They said she's colored.
I said, good night. She is white as snow.
Right.
Her father is as white as snow. And if you don't understand to that point, we are going to get into all that in a second. I ain't going to try to be too heavy on it. Let's go with 7 verses.
I'm off.
Verse 15, right?
Right.
Okay. I can take it.
A cuss. Yellow. Let it young. Dayag. I know. A shark. La. Yadai. Lalaka. Oh. Ayah. Verse 16. Ayah. Lock. Arakaza. Shamal. Kakak. Nayar. Asharya.
The water, I appreciate it.
Baba Kwa.
I meant to text you about it. Yeah, I brought it yesterday.
Yakalau. Shamalka. Kawaria. Washarya. Life. Yakalau. Left the young. Baba Shop. Lawa. Yada young. Why you young? Why you young? Yashamak. Kaya young. Wakasap. Yana. Ah. A call. Verse 20. Gum. Bamadaya. Malak. Oh. The quap. Lala. Babakad. Raya. Mashabak. Oh. The Kuala Law. Ashayar. Kaya. I.W.A.P. Ashamayam. Yawab. Layak. Ah. Akawa. Wabayal. Akanpayam. Kanapayam. Yagayat. Dabar. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 1. Shalak. Lakamak. Panya. Amayam. Ya. Bara. Ayamyam. Amataza. Anoa.
That's it.
That's it.
I was thinking to myself that it seemed like it was kind of short.
Yeah, it was the first.
Yeah, because of how fast you got through it. Most High in Christ, yeah, that was absolutely once again beautiful, man. That Hebrew, like when you speak into that Hebrew, you know, you get a little bit possessed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just amazing how good the language is. All right, that Adam created. All right. So let's get right into it. Some of the things that me and Rob is going to get into, I can already see it. Some of the things that me and Rob is going to get into today, we are going to get more in depth tomorrow. We have a class that we're going to do tomorrow. It's pretty much speaking about what is it? Not the post-election. Is it post-election?
Yeah, this will be post-election.
Post-election, you know, the aftermath.
Right.
And of course, there's going to be more stories about Joe Biden. Trump is still going to show up in the picture.
Right.
I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of more mentions of Obama in a sense because Joe Biden was he was behind you know, he like the shadow of Obama, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, also to Kamala Harris, who is not a black woman whatsoever. And we will grab all those facts tomorrow for you, okay?
Right.
Stay in tune. In the meantime, let's get into this real quick.
Right. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 15. The labor of the foolish worrieth every one of them.
Actually, Slack, go to verse 14.
Okay.
Let's recap.
All right.
We really went over a lot last week.
Right.
Let me see something real quick. Okay, it was okay. I believe last week was mostly about just showing the strengths and weaknesses of. So,
The meaning of the words of his mouth is foolishness.
Right. Meaning that there's
Right.
and people lose their life behind a fool.
Right.
Don't surround yourself with any fools. You want to surround yourself with someone that is wise, someone that has good decision making. That's what you want to do. All right? You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. You say something?
Right. Somebody that's sound and disciplined.
Sound mind.
You know.
Right.
Person that, you know, lives by, as they say, lives by a code.
Exactly.
You know.
Right. Done. Absolutely. Keep going.
Verse 14. A fool also is full of words.
Right, he can talk you into the damn ground. He can talk you all day long until, you know, he's damn near half dead, blue in the face. Green, purple, blue in the face, he can talk you all day long.
Right.
He can switch up his words, he can rebuttal so many ways.
Right.
He has many words, but is his words true?
Right.
Is his words, you know, seasoned with salt?
Right.
All right?
For real.
Go ahead.
Like, and you know what gives these dudes strength? The type of people that just, you know, just how they to where they don't get reproved is the response that they get from certain people that are even more simple than him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's so full of words and everything. He just, like, you know what he's talking about, such and such, and even like, for instance, polite.
Yeah, polite.
Polite, Christian pastors, black politicians. We don't even really filter and dissect what they say.
No, we don't.
You know, pimps. You know what I'm saying? Do the same thing. Jazz up dizzy sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Many words, and then he say them many words in front of, you know, brothers that want to be pimps and everything too. They see the dope car and they see, you know, all his dope jewelry and they, you know, and now whatever he say, he could be saying shivery dinky do and, you know, people listening to it. It's everything of no substance at all. Okay. And what shall be after him? Who can tell him? This point, you can't really tell him nothing because he's getting so much, you know, people's revering him based on his many words and all of that. You know, he's getting pumped up off his own hype. You know, so a man like that, you really can't tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at the benefit that he gets right then. from the way the people, you know, respect him with many words that really don't mean anything because they don't have the ability to dissect his words.
Right, exactly. God. And how you just said, meaning, okay, with the fool, he doesn't understand what consequences are. So, you know, they just talk, and they just go off of what comes next.
Right.
But they don't really think about the consequence. They just think about the next opportunity.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. Exactly.
As far as like being like an opportunist in a way.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I was with such and such. You know what I'm saying? I was with such and such, and he said this, and he said that. You know what I mean? And then now, you know, someone who really did not say anything is now going to get killed. They're going to lose their head.
Right.
So now what?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like this person lost his life behind a fool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not so much the person that pulled the trigger, it's because the person who pulled the trigger listened to the fool.
Right.
This man is full of words. You got to be very careful.
Yeah, he pumped him up.
You pumped him up.
Yeah, you gonna let that nigga you like. Remember the movie Belly?
Yes.
Yeah, with the DMX and Nas and them.
Yeah,
remember they were sitting at the table and everything. And remember DMX name was Buns in the movie.
Yeah.
And dude had a beef with the other guy. They were two soldiers and everything in their crew.
Yes.
And you know, so it was about to be the people was about to be squashed, but then DMX was like, "Gonna let the nigga talk to you like that?" He fucked him up and you know blowing him away.
No. Don't ever do that again. You hear me? Hey, don't do that again. You hear me? Alright.
And then Nas was like, you know, that nigga Buns had the power to stop that from going down.
Yeah.
What did he do? He chose to excite the whole situation, and now dude's dead.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay. Verse 15, the labor of the foolish worrieth every one of them.
I'm sorry, say it again.
The labor of the foolish worrieth every one of them, because he knoweth not how to go to the city.
Come.
He goes, you know, to the city on some BS, automatically, you know. And then a lot of places you can't do that. You know, you go into certain cities like that, you leaving in a body bag.
Right, that's very
You know
true.
what I'm saying? You know, I've heard that story multiple times. You know, like where I'm from, dudes come from out of town thinking it's just a little country town and people gonna take over or whatever the hell the case is, and they don't make it out alive.
Right.
And I done see dudes come from Louisville, go to places like Atlanta. So, you know, before you do something, you gotta see the layout of the land.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? You gotta see how people are. Because every place does have a different vibe to it. You know?
Whatever's on the floor, pick it up.
And a different way of moving.
You don't see what's right in front of you? What's on the floor right now? Don't nobody tell him. What is on the floor right now? Look around you. Is that on the floor? So pick it up. If something's on the floor, what should you do? There you go. Do that every time, alright? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Salaki.
As I was saying, there are certain things you can pull in some places you can't pull in other places. You know, just go see how, you know, the layout is and all of that. I mean, even in the scriptures, when we went into a certain place, what did we do? We spied out the place. You know,
yes. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
We was there, you know, see how
everybody. Salaki, I think that's all the way back to Moses.
Right.
Yeah, we went as far
Time
as
of Joshua and all of that.
Yeah, Joshua, as far as the promised land, right?
Right. You know, go in and see the layout of places, how everybody moves, you know, and then build your strategy around that. You know what I'm saying? We're going for conquest anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
And I like how you said conquest. Yeah, con. If you could just read that one more time.
Right. Verse 15. Right.
See what I'm saying? Or, you know, if the angels were dealing with you directly.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And that's how you would know directly how to, you know, not be so worried. Actually, matter of fact, I want to get a precept. Let's get 1 Timothy 2:15.
Okay.
1 Timothy 2:15. First Timothy 2:15. No, I'm sorry. I believe it's 2 Timothy 3:16.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got this right. Give me a second. Yeah, that's right. 2 Timothy 1:7.
Okay. 1 and 7.
Yeah, my bad. I'll think about 3 different scriptures at one moment. 2 Timothy 1:7. Salaki for that. I got like 3 to 5 scriptures in my head as far as precepts.
2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
So for God, who is the Most High, who is our power, has not gave us the spirit of what?
Fear.
The spirit of fear. And matter of fact, what is fear? Can anybody tell me what fear is? Anybody in the classroom? What is fear? 1 second before you decide to answer. What is fear? How can you describe what fear is? Anybody? Just raise your hand. Wrong answers are accepted. Go ahead, sis. Say it again.
Emotion.
Emotions. Okay. I like that. All right. Anybody else as far as the children? What is fear? Children have fear right now because they don't know the answer and they're scared to answer the question. Say it again.
Is it scared?
Say it again.
Scared?
Being scared? That's part of it. Okay, I'll take that. You want to go ahead, Terrell?
There's actually a betraying of securities.
Yes. That's what fear is. You want to keep going?
Yeah, you know, just like whatever you trust in, like say for instance, if you trust in, an example, you trust in the stocks that you invest in. Your fear is that the stock is going to crash and you're going to lose your money.
Right.
Because there's a betraying of the securities that you put your trust into. And that's pretty much the essence of fear.
Right.
Whatever you put your trust into, and then that thing betraying you. You know, that's what causes the fear. Because now you doubt in that thing that you trusted in so much.
And the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He has not given us a spirit of fear. Why should we fear anything when the Lord has given us all the resources not to fear anything? When we are in a place of security. And I'm glad that you said that, because that's what that is. It's the same thing when King David said that the Lord is my shield and he's my refuge. A lot of people don't understand what that means. It's the same thing with Job. You see what I'm saying? Job had that hedge of protection over him to where no demons, nobody can attack him until the Lord decided to uplift that hedge to see what the loyalty and the faith was going to be between Job and the Most High. Go ahead.
Right.
But we should go to the Lord when we have any fear of any demon.
Yeah, of course. But of course, that's like counsel. You see what I'm saying? And that's where you inquire the men of the Lord. Because when you're speaking to a prophet and priest of the Most High on the phone, or in person. See what I'm saying? Because once again, the Most High is a masculine spirit, and He gives us His spirit, which is and that's why a lot of times when we are giving counsel, we don't just talk with our mouths, we also give scriptures as well. Our resource goes back to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's very important. You know what I mean? It's not about, a lot of people might just be like, okay, well, this person said this, he said that. But at the end of the day, does this person go back to the source?
That's person in the world.
Yes. They be like, girl, you know what? If you feel like he's cheating, girl, he's cheating. Because your feelings are important, and that's how he feels. You know what I'm saying? Or that's how you feel. If he's cheating, he's cheating. If you feel it in your soul and your spirit, and once again, the Most High is not emotional. He's spiritual, and a lot of people get mixed up with spirituality and emotional.
Right.
And that is not the same thing whatsoever. See what I'm saying? All that energy talk, like a vibe. It's like, okay, I got a vibe where I feel like this person doesn't like me. I got a vibe where this person is really cool. You know what I mean? He's very subtle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can hang with this person. Or, you know, I got a vibe that this person is just toxic. A drug addict. Kind of gay. You know what I mean? Borderline gay or just all the way out gay. You know what I mean? Shorty's giving me vibes that she's for the streets. A new term for saying that she's a hoe.
Right.
It's like, you know, I don't like to use the words energy and shit like that because a lot of chemists and people in the world use that word. I would just say vibe. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing with music. You know, you listen to a certain song that's like, you know, this person's giving me Aaliyah vibes, Missy Elliott vibes. You know, this person's giving me 90s, 80s, or 70s vibes.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's really what it is. But in a sense, there are people out here who are giving you everything up front and personal. Up front and personal. And they are just, that emotions is a gift and a curse in a sense. You know what I mean? And you want to elaborate?
Yeah, you know, I mean, here's the thing, you
Say it
know.
again.
I said emotions are different in her.
Right.
Emotions are, it's like really a gift and a curse in a sense. And it all depends how you use it. But I'll just go ahead and
So that's why they have to be controlled, just like, you know, Christ. You seen how he handled his emotions when Lazarus died.
Yeah.
And Christ wept for Lazarus, but then he dried it up right quick, because if he had let his emotions take over, he'd have just been crying and weeping and everything, and then there would have been like doubt that the Most High could raise Lazarus back up. But what he did was, he wept for a second, he regathered himself, you know what I'm saying, and went ahead and handled their business, and rose Lazarus up.
And the thing is, you know, Christ had fallen into a deep depression. He, like Christ has so much of the spirit of the Most High to the point where in every situation he conquered it.
Right.
And it was just so amazing, just so astonishing, astonishing and so surprising, because it's like, damn, like, you know, how can a man just do that? A lot of people just let themselves fall into a pit of depression, fall into a pit of drugs, fall into a pit of just, you know, misery.
Right.
They fall into all of those things. They just allow themselves to do it. But there are some people who don't allow it, who get all the proper help that they need in order to succeed in life. You know what I mean? Hey, no. Go ahead.
Yeah. You read?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we still on Timothy?
Say again.
We still on Timothy, or we go back to
Yeah, you finish that up. Actually, from the top.
Timothy and
1 and 17. 2 Timothy 1 and 17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
57.
Mm-hmm.
1, 7, okay.
Mm-hmm.
First, 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear,
Mm-hmm.
but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind.
Now, the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power.
That's
In a sense, yes. That ties into it. You want to elaborate?
yeah, letting go of things is a big part of it. Yeah, it really is. Because if you don't, then what you can do is you can actually, kind of clog up the power, because like the scriptures say, how can the Lord forgive you if you can't forgive the others that done wrong things to you?
And that's brotherhood 101.
Right? So you got to let things go. You know what I'm saying? Because the person that don't let things go is actually living in the past.
Right.
He's not living in the present. Like, remember that situation with the dude that was that had all the demons on him? He had all the demons on him, and he was in chains, and nobody could restrain him, and he was in a graveyard.
And as far as scriptures,
Right.
it kind of sounds about right.
He was, he was like an animal. He was, what I'm saying, a straight up beast.
Yeah, it's kind of vague, but I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Hey, so he dwelt among the graves. You got to kind of think about that for a second. Graves represent dead things,
Yes.
memories.
Yes.
In memory of such and such and such and such. In memory of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get it, and that was one of the dude's problems because probably he did something, because remember he used to cut himself.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yes. Damn, I haven't heard that in, boy, I haven't heard that in years.
Right, I know it's a whole year.
What book is that?
I had to Google it. See, I ain't ready to just make you think about it.
Yeah, kind of. Okay.
But he would cut himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you look at people nowadays that cut themselves. If you counsel them, where's their mind stuck at? In a memory somewhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, they cut themselves not only based on what people have done to them, but what they have done themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you got a dude out there, with things you did in the past a lot of times torment you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a killer out there, he didn't kill people and stuff like that. He's tortured by those memories. Like that dude that from the Detroit Best Friends group, the ones that's still alive, is in witness protection right now, but he was the top hitman for the mob and everything. No, not the mob, but for the Best Friends gang in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, he didn't have to kill certain people got killed that he believed didn't even need to be killed. Mm-hmm. He's tormented by those memories. Mm-hmm. He said, everybody think that it's all cool and everything, but wait till you got to sleep on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wait till you got to try and go to sleep.
Yeah, I know the Bible talks about that as well. As a child, I done seen someone on fire growing up in my teenage years, which was absolutely traumatizing. Just very crazy. You see what I'm saying? Of course, ain't no triggers or anything like that as far as me, but just seeing it was like, it just seemed like it was a television show. Right. Imagine someone being on fire and you just see it, like in your eye, you see that slow motion, but it's really in real life, Right. Look, I didn't walk the streets as far as, when I say walk the streets, meaning just, being a kid, just, going, just being a kid, just, exploring around the neighborhood. Right. And just walking, and seeing a dead body. Mm. Imagine that. Right. You see what I'm saying? All sorts of stories. It's 1,001 stories that we all share. Because a lot of Black and Hispanics and Native Americans have been through this type of thing. So it's really no different whatsoever. Right. So yeah. So I definitely understand that. You know, a lot of people have to sleep with that at night.
Right.
You know, you want you a nice woman with you in bed, but instead you have nightmares. You have night terrors. You have these wicked memories. On top of that, you have Satan who's taunting you as far as the demons that you're fighting.
Right.
How about that? You know what I mean? Those things are real, man. Absolutely real. See what I'm saying? But of course, I.S.U.P.K can help out with all those problems and all those situations. All right? So, whenever you can, go ahead and finish through.
And of love, and of a sound mind.
What is the love aspect that the Lord gives us? Because it says that the Lord does not give us a spirit of fear, which is a vibe of fear. He gives us a spirit of, conquering, a spirit of, war, masculinity. That's what the Lord gives us. He don't give us a spirit of fear, but the Lord gives us a spirit of power, which we already explained, and also too with the power. That power is the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Because when you have the law, statutes, and commandments in your life, boy, that does a lot.
Right.
But it gives us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. What is the love?
Love and keeping of the commandments.
That's right. Also, too, what is also the love that the Most High gives us? There's something that the Most High is known for. And I pretty much gave the answer. Think about the Most High is known for his mercy, mainly, but also his long suffering, which is pretty much the same thing.
Right.
See what I said? The long suffering is to not kill you. I see you doing this, you should not be doing it, but I'm going to give you a pass and let you turn everything around. That's that long suffering. It's like, it's the patience that I have, but I should not have. But I'm going to still apply patience for your situation. That's what that long suffering is. And that mercy, boy, oh boy. Go ahead.
I will. The Most High has the long suffering because he knows if he don't have it, what will happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You know how destroyed you'll be if you don't have it.
Right.
You know, he's thinking about that because the Most High is also real compassionate also.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, real understanding of the situations, and he doesn't want to do it to you.
Right.
You know, if you ever heard the saying, yeah, I hate to do it to you just as bad as you, I hate to see it done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was that Jay-Z, when that Jay-Z that said that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hate to do it to you just as bad as you, I hate to see it done.
No, you're absolutely right. Let's go back to okay. As far as the sound mind is more like in a sense of peace.
Right.
You know, peace of mind. Everybody has heard that before.
Right.
Peace of mind, where you don't want your head to be polluted or cloudy in a sense of just life and everything that's going on in life.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You want everything to be like clear and just clear. You know, you want everything to be clear in a sense to where you have understanding and you know how to maneuver or move in life.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's what a sound mind is.
Right.
It's peace and quiet. See what I'm saying? You're not worried. You're not stressed.
Right.
You're not going through depression and anxiety all through your mind. Because all those things are a demon. See what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of us have dealt with that at a period or time of our lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you want to say something?
Right. And also, too, that sound mind has to do with a mind of discipline and purpose.
Yes.
You know, that's part of the things that make the mind sound.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have those things, then you you're just all over the place.
Exactly.
Not knowing where you're going, in life or whatever. An example of that is going to grocery shopping with a woman.
Yeah.
She don't know what the hell she wants. You know what I'm saying? She'll grab stuff, throw it in the basket, but then like, oh no, don't want that. Yeah, I want this, and that's, you know, an example of the mind not being sound. That's why the scripture that also say, when we talk about, you know, the woman, how you know, how does it go? Is nothing better than a mind well instructed. Because the man makes.
Proverbs or Ecclesiastes?
I think it's in Ecclesiates, I think.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Also, so I would say as a precept, you know, a double-minded man.
Right.
You know,
Unstable in all his ways.
yes, it's unstable in all his ways. Now, of course, it says the word man, but all these scriptures apply. A lot of the scripture applies to men and women, meaning in the sense of unisex.
Right.
Right? Then there are certain scriptures that apply to just men alone and women alone. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But as far as that scripture, even a woman can be double-minded. Hey, be quiet. All right. So even a man can be, you know, double-minded. So can a woman be double-minded as well.
Right. Right.
See what I'm saying? So it can happen like that. You know what I mean? So moving on though.
Verse 8, be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord.
Actually, you go back to Ecclesiastes, it's a chapter,
Okay.
and I believe we can go to verse 16. Yeah, verse 16.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to thee, O land!
Say that one more time.
Woe to thee, O land!
Mm-hmm.
When thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. So I like to bring this scripture out in camp a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I'm kind of known for this one. You know, I like to bring this scripture out, you know, talking about as far as, you know, the leadership and so on and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Right.
And there's woe unto thee, of course, meaning destruction unto thee, O land, when thy king is a child.
Yes.
And you have to think about it. White people are children.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, you know, if they feel slighted in the least little bit of anything, they cry like babies.
They do.
While mightily oppressing us.
You know, actually, Trump just came out, and you know, he has talked about the election and how things wasn't so fair, and pretty much how you know, he want people to vote a different way. And someone on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, I've seen this 3 times, right?
Right.
You know, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, someone was like, you know, Trump is pretty much crying about the election as far because he knows that he's not going to win. Now, of course, no one knows that exactly except for, you know, the Electoral College and the Lord, in a sense, right? So, you know, a lot of people just like, you know, like he's crying about the election. He knows that he's not going to win, or he feels like he's not going to win. See what I'm saying? And Trump has done that a lot of times as far as many situations. And, you know, every time they always cry out, even the judges.
Right.
The judges, the senators, and the congressmen and congresswomen. They all cry about this and about that. See what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Also, too, especially with the unemployment. Oh, we got to give this much money to the public when they really don't deserve it, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We had, you know, when America makes trillions of dollars, not billions, but trillions of dollars.
Right.
And you mad as far as unemployment because of the COVID came? That's the Lord.
Right.
Damn you. And it just showed how selfish.
Yeah.
And just how vile they are.
Right.
You know what I mean?